These are my party socks. When I work out, it's always a party. All right, guys, let's check out the single leg. Go, 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 go. Oh. Gym dogs, man, you just can't. They're the most disobedient dogs ever. All right, so let's check out the single leg glute bridge. Right, so you've seen the banded glute bridge, very simple exercise you can use bands with, but we're gonna do the single leg this time. So it's really tough to do it with bands. I've seen it done before. It's tough, and most people who are advanced enough to do a banded single leg glute bridge probably should just be doing weighted glute bridges just because it's better that way. So I'm gonna show you a single leg variation of body weight. Then I'm gonna show you a single leg variation of a landmine single leg glute bridge. So one's for the beginner to moderate, then one is for the moderate to the advanced. So wherever you're at, wherever you fall in that category, you can pick and choose wisely for yourself. So the single leg glute bridge, very simple. What you're gonna do, have a nice sturdy floor, hopefully. And we're gonna pick a leg that we're gonna drive with, right? So let's just pick, this is our driving leg, this is our bent leg. So with the glute bridge, what you wanna make sure you're not doing, especially if you have lower back pain, is you kind of go into extension and you're driving up from this section here, right? You gotta think about the glute bridge, whether it's single leg or double leg, as it's coming from your pelvis, it's coming from your butt, it's coming from your hamstrings a little bit when it comes to the driving force behind it. A lot of times we'll go into anterior pelvic tilt, overextension, and drive with our lower back. And if you have a sensitive back, that's a no-go. So the single leg glute bridge, nice and sturdy right here, bend this leg up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna initiate the movement before I actually take off. I'm gonna initiate, if you see myself, you'll see me, that's just me squeezing my glute and getting this area here fired and trying to relax that lower back. So I'm going to initiate with my glute and then I'm gonna drive up as far as my glute will allow me, which is that right there. Come back down, nice and slow. What I tend to try to focus on is thinking about the area I'm trying to work, right? Sometimes if you can touch it, put your hand on it, it'll be a better contraction. If you're thinking about shutting off your lower back, that works just as well. You have the other cues here for your ribs, which are what I call the wrap thought process, is the ribs down, abs on, pelvis is in neutral. So with the straight leg version, once I've got the wrap on, the ribs down, abs on, pelvis is in neutral, I got my one leg up here that I'm driving with now. I'm gonna take this leg and go straight out. I'm gonna initiate, everything's braced here. I'm gonna initiate the contraction with my glute here. Got my good stable base, and I'm going to drive as high as I can, and then back down, okay? A lot harder than it is when it's here, because you're basically driving this way when you're pushing up and back. So with here, it's a little bit harder because you're dragging more weight, making this a little bit harder to do, okay? So you got the sensation, you got the fact that you have to make sure you're not switching from back to forth as you're going up. Your pelvis isn't dropping because it's too weak. Your core is too weak. Making sure it's nice and stable. Foot's planted, you're driving from your glute, not your lower back. Leg is straight, and you're going from there. Now I'm gonna show you the last variation with the landmine press. All right, so what I got here is my landmine setup. You're not gonna see where the bar is at as far as being down there, but it's a landmine setup. If you have something like this, you can set it up in your home gym, at your gym where you're at commercially. Hopefully you can hear me with my mic like this. You got enough room to where you can move around a little bit so you can kind of see where the bar path is gonna be if you're doing it this way. Key thing here is to keep your chin tucked, all right? And as you're pressing up, your eyes are facing and focusing on that pelvis. So you're not doing this kind of thing, keeping it focused down and looking at that area there. So single leg, right? We're doing the single leg. This is a more advanced variation of the single leg glute bridge. Got my left leg planted here for the sake of the video. You'll see it from this angle here. I'm gonna get set. Chin is tucked on my chest. Leg is kind of up. I'm gonna drive, up, and then back down. Drive, 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 up, and back down. Very simple, same idea. You're doing the same technique and same form. With this, what you don't see is normally you can put plates here, but they'd be blocking the camera, so I don't want to do it in this shot here. But you can add weight by putting them, sliding the plates on, positioning this into a good position on your pelvis, getting set, chin down, drive, 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 back down. Drive, 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 back down. There you go. Those are the Landmine single leg glute bridges and body weight. Pick one of the three, do it, and you'll feel it in your butt.